So interstate practice, basically allows for an individual to move easily from one jurisdiction to another.
To make interstate practice work, it's predicated on the concept of substantial equivalency, that all jurisdictions have adopted similar requirements for licensure. And that really is the glue that keeps this system of cross-border practice and interstate practice together and really allows it to work.
I will use myself as an example. I live in extreme southwestern Pennsylvania, which means I'm 8 miles from West Virginia, 10 miles from Ohio, and 20 miles from Maryland. So if I want to practice in a 50-mile radius, I better be able to practice in Ohio, West Virginia, and Maryland, or I'm cutting off 3/4 of my market. It may be that I'm the only person in the country who specializes in this little niche of engineering. So if I can't move from place to place, there are going to be substantial portions of the population who aren't getting competent service in that area.
So for landscape architecture, we use model law. And what that does, it establishes substantially similar qualifications from jurisdiction to jurisdiction.
The other benefit of a state-regulated interstate process is that the public has absolute confidence that whoever's already practicing here meets those requirements, and that anyone who comes in from another jurisdiction with a license also meets those requirements.
For many occupations and professions, such a pathway does not exist. And that's why I think you have this conversation going on nationally about licensure and about creating kind of smoother pathways for people to obtain licensure.
Where lawmakers go wrong sometimes is assuming that a broad brush policy is going to fix it, that there's this magic answer. And unfortunately, they don't take into account the unique circumstances for the various different professions licensed in that state.
Substantially equivalent requirements for education, experience, and examination is crucial.
When you lack consistent licensing requirements across state lines, there is the potential for the public to be harmed. And it's because you may have licensees or applicants for licensees or people coming in from another state who may not be qualified to serve the public in your state.
Universal licensing laws force boards to accept out-of-state applicants, even if these individuals come from states with less stringent requirements. This could leave the public open for harm and also leave in-state applicants at a disadvantage.
Lawmakers can sometimes go wrong when they fail to recognize that there are systems in place that work and to take advantage of what we've learned from the systems that work. And on the flip side, they can, without realizing it, create barriers and obstacles that are unnecessary.
My suggestion to them would be to look towards existing models that have been successful and see how those models can be replicated for other professions.
Mobility models are built with consistency in mind. In fact, consistency is key. Without it, it doesn't work. And so what the mobility models that exist do is establish that consistency from jurisdiction to jurisdiction so that an individual can very quickly and easily move from one state to another.